Hi, everyone, and welcome to Creators and Coffee. I'm your host, Erica Sietsma, founder and CEO of Autofluencer, and joining me today is Kasey Saltness of QA1, who is their sponsorships and events manager. Hello, Kasey.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining. I almost wore my QA1 hat. I have a really awesome one. I think I got it at the Media Trade Conference. That's like
Oh,
red, white, and
sure
blue.
did. Yep.
I know. So, but I didn't want to be too matchy and confuse the issue. But wanted to have Kasey on as the more I've gotten to know you and the QA1 team and brand, as far as how you all do your partnerships, I've only continued to be just so impressed. Right? I use you all as an example. I would love for you to share a little bit of your advice and thoughts on how QA1 approaches creator partnerships. And let's start with what is the benefit you get out of partnering? Because you guys have a lot of partners, a lot of brand partners, and what's in it for QA1?
One of the main things for us is the third party review. Essentially, everybody goes off third party review. They go to Google for reviews, YouTube videos.
Yeah,
Other, my husband is a prime example. He loves watching YouTube and doing his research. So
yep,
having these creators out there talking about our brand in an authentic way, we do not by any means give them a script to read off of. We may give them some talking points to make sure they hit on as far as like the perks of the product, or the benefits. It's probably a better term. But having them authentically talk about it in their own words, validating that this is a great product, it's reliable, etc. You can come to us all day and talk about our product, but when we're always going to hype it up. So getting that word of mouth from a fellow enthusiast in the industry, it gains brand trust and awareness and things like that. So that's probably
totally.
our biggest benefits, and just building the relationships.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more with that. I mean, we see pretty much every single data outlet you look at points to enthusiasts trust other enthusiasts. They see that when these people are day in, day out, whether they're racing cars, they're building cars, they own a garage, they're doing a restoration project, and these are the products they've selected to be part of this build. Because I don't know about you, I don't know anybody that's going to put a junky product they don't want on their car. Just don't see that. They're like, I think this totally subpar thing because I got it for free. Like very few people are going to do that, right? So yeah, that's very true, and I think that's why we do see such high trust, from the consumer. For the brand, that's like, all right, girl, I hear you. People trust creators, but maybe I tried it before and it didn't work, or I'm so busy and it was so much work, it was so manual, or I don't know, we just haven't gotten there yet. What advice would you have to the brand that's maybe dipped their toe in or is just a little unsure of how to approach these creator influencer partnerships?
Main advice is start out slow, start out small. I mean, we've worked a solid two to 3 years now building our influencer program or creator program, but start out small. I mean, I did not reach out to 50 people in a year trying to like work with all of them. We kind of slowly started out doing our research on YouTube and other social media channels, reaching out to them, building relationships, talking to them at shows. But find a creator who has the platform maybe built already with quite a bit of a following and has worked with other manufacturers, big or small, because they have the experience. They know what the expectations are. They're familiar with it. That's my biggest recommendation. And just be open in the communication. Understand that a lot of them, this is not their full time job. They have a job to pay the bills so they can work on their cars and build their YouTube channels and their videos. So just be open minded on that front. Don't expect too much. We have an agreement form that we send, we review with them, we both sign it. So, like, we're both upholding our ends of it. But I will sometimes get somebody like, oh man, sorry, like, just been a crazy year, or something's come up that put my car on hold. Like, that's fine. Like, I'm also a car person, so I
Yeah,
totally get it. I've had a
we
build
totally
for several years that's still not done. Like, it's just
yeah.
the way it goes. So just be open in the communication and when setting the expectations, but definitely start out with those creators you see that have the experience, because I think that'll be a better experience, and then slowly start to build your program and your network and work with other ones and things like that.
I love that advice so much because it will help set those brands up for better success with those first few, kind of while they get their, kind of the training wheels version of a creator that's been there, done that. They know how to approach it. They can help the brand, ease the brand into it. And then you can start to grow. You can take chances. You
Right.
will have more of a, okay, now I know exactly what works for us as a brand because it
Yes.
will be a little bit different. Total shameless plug for Autofluencer. We can help you manage that whole process and have all of the deliverables. We do have a contracting system. The creators will get notifications and reminders of when content is due. So, but you can also use a Google Sheet
Yeah.
and manual reminders. So either way,
Especially from
either way.
somebody who used to manually track all of our creators, like influence Autofluencer has been a big help.
We did not pay her to say that. Okay, another thing, whether you all do it intentionally or not intentionally, that I absolutely love. Some of it selfishly, like I don't know if consumer behavior follows this as much, but I do think it sometimes does. Like if a consumer follows, gets suggested like, oh, you should follow this creator, which will happen if they have a creator profile. They'll get Instagram or TikTok will suggest other profiles for them to follow. So when they go to that other person and they click to look at that person, it'll actually show their photo gallery. Yeah, they can see everything. And it is obvious if it's a QA1 creator, exactly which posts are for QA1. So for whatever reason with QA1, whether you guys require this or not, I would suggest every brand, if you're doing creator partnerships, require that their cover image includes your brand's imagery somewhere. Because if you look at some of their creators for QA1, there's either the big QA1 banner is behind them, the name QA1 is on the box, or they're holding the product and it's really clear, like literally the logo QA1 right there. Like it's awesome. And like I was saying, selfishly, because we'll usually, when we onboard a new partner, we'll add some past deliverables so that there's some data in there. So it makes it really easy to be like, oh, these are the QA1s.
Yeah.
Cut and paste the link and get it in there. So that is where it's a little bit selfish, but I do love it. And even if they've done it all kind of instinctively, and there is too the benefit of working with experienced creators, because they're going to know to do that. And then when a new creator sees that, they're like, oh, that's it.
Yep.
It helps kind of set that. So all great. I love that advice for brands, working with someone experienced. Get started, start small, have a plan, know what you're trying to do. Next up, creators. Our creator watching this is going to be like, how do I get in with QA1? Or how do I get more brand partnerships, right? I'm not that experienced yet. I don't have all the past partnerships. So what's your advice to up and coming creators that are, working those 1, 2, or 3 day jobs to pay for their side hobby and to edit, and they're trying to edit all their own content and build out an Instagram or a TikTok or a YouTube? What's your advice to those creators on getting brand partnerships?
Get your foot in the door. Just because you don't have the thousands, 100,000s of followers doesn't mean that a manufacturer isn't going to take the chance on you. Now that we've built our program, I am all for taking that chance on them as long as they come off authentic, passionate, motivated. Their pages are like car content. You can tell they're trying, like they're putting the effort in. Jacob Duhe, I'm sure you guys have heard of him, Duhe Speed Shop. When we started working with him, I think he had 5,000 followers ish on Instagram. In the last year, he's built it up to over 50,000. That kid has,
Yeah.
not kid, that man has put in work. And he is one of our more successful creators, and he is so genuine, so authentic, hilarious.
Yep.
So he brings a good personality to the content, which definitely helps. But just get your foot in the door. Go to your local shows and talk to these manufacturers. If you're on Power Tour, stop by and say hi. Even if they, say maybe they deny you this year, doesn't mean they're going to deny you next year. So like keep those relationships. If you're able, attend SEMA, attend PRI, like just build those relationships. Because trust me, out of the 100 some employees that are here at QA1, 95% of us are car people.
Right.
From production floor to marketing to sales, engineering, like we are car people. So like we love to talk about it. So please come talk to us about your cars. If you're on an event like Power Tour and you see Junkyard Digs walking by, stop and talk to them. Like, they will happily give you advice. A lot of the creators out there are like super nice. They're all approachable. They're very friendly. They're happy to talk to you about things. Like, just, it's hard, but just get your foot up, get your foot in the door. Take
Yeah,
a chance.
I love that. And I would add to that, what I think is great about what you said is, when we talk about this with the brands, so for the creators, if you're up and coming, you're a bit smaller creator, you're trying to figure out that next step, it is professional. It is a job in a way, and we get it. You've got a day job, but do put thought into your proposals. Do maybe create a little video for the person at the brand saying, "Hey, this is why I think I would be great." And in my proposal, I linked to a campaign I did for. It wasn't someone in automotive; it was someone else. But when you see like how I approach it, and this is what I would do for you, like think outside the box and be really thoughtful about it, not just like hey, I want to be a creator, like this is what I've got, right? Like put some thought into
Yes.
it. And then I would say follow through and deliver,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
Follow through, keep doing it. And part of it, we see people like Jacob or Annie's VW is one I'll throw out, where I've been so impressed with them. They've continued to grow their numbers because they post really consistently
Yes.
and really regularly. They're continuing to post, so that helps with the algorithms getting you put out in front of others. If you stay consistent on it, but if you're really up and down, it's going to be hard to grow your number. It's also going to be harder for a brand partner to see, like, is this someone that's really going to follow through and keep growing? Or are they going to flatline at 7,000? For the brand, you are trying to get in front of more people. You are trying to get reach. You want certainly that third party review, but the reach in the audience does make a difference. So
there are education opportunities out there too on becoming a creator, like everywhere online. Again, if you're able to do, I'm a huge fan of SEMA and PRI on their education side of stuff. They have seminars, and you'd be surprised how much they have revolving around social media and algorithms and creating content and building your platforms for manufacturers and creators. If you are able to go to either of those events, I
yeah,
seriously highly recommend it. And the
yeah,
seminars are free with your registration to the event. Um,
yeah,
like I attend those when I go.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
super
It's great.
beneficial. And a lot of time at those events, there's even creator panel discussions where you have Alex Taylor and other
Mhm.
people on her level who have kind of, I mean, a lot of, and what's funny is a lot of them will tell you they just kind of stumbled in to being a creator. Alex
Yeah,
will tell you like that was not initially her plan. She built her platform to engage with her followers and, obviously to help with the brand side of things. And then it just spiraled. um, that could be you. So,
yeah. We did a creators and coffee with her, so you could scroll back on our
yes.
YouTube and you could see that where we did a deep dive with her, where she talks about how she got started. And I think it's and her story isn't uncommon.
No.
And I love the shout out for SEMA and PR education because there is a lot. I actually just went through our registration
Did
and
you?
saw the sessions, and yeah, and there's a lot. And I know like PRI, a fan favorite, Alex Stryler, who we just had on Creators and Coffee, he always does like how to get sponsorships, and
Yes.
he's got 4 big brands sitting up there talking about how they give sponsorships. They give you all the details, all the insight, and if you're smart, you'll have a notepad and you'll be there,
Oh, yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
taking all the notes. So yeah. Well, this is great, Kasey. Thank you so much for all the great advice. Check out QA1. Go to their tagged section of their page so you can get a sense of where their creators tag them, where they do collabs. It is a great example. And again, get started. Start small, work with experienced creators, and then you can kind of branch and build from there. Have contracts. I think that's a good reminder. And then for the creators, just get your foot in the door. I love that advice.
Absolutely. Hmm.
All right. Thanks, Kasey, so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.